Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the reef. Today, hold on, let me get my stand here. Hi, Michael. Little baby. So today, I just wanted to kind of go over what happened between yesterday and today. So I did adjust. I just fed Maui a bunch of his live food, which he is currently hunting, as it kind of spills out of the thing there. And I wanted to talk about food while I got all their food done. So I did do Maui's food first, simply because it was just there. I saw he was over there and I wanted to get it to him. So, I start with a sheet of nori. Now, why do I have two feeders? So if you look in past episodes, the fish were actually getting aggressive with each other, the tangs, and Todd, the magnificent fox face, were starting to show signs of food aggression toward each other when there was just this single feeder. Even with the same amount of nori, they were still getting a sheet a day, but Michael, they were still getting a sheet a day, but it was all in only the one feeder, and it was twice a day. Now they get a full sheet in two feeders once a day, and it still lasts them about the full day. And the two feeders really allows them to spread apart and not focus on just one. And focus, instead of thinking that there's only one source of food, they have two now. Even though I do put them pretty right next to one another, they still seem to kind of split their function. So you see, like, a couple will go to one, and then the other couple will go to the other one, and Dory even comes in for some now and then. It really just splits up their food aggression and kind of like their territorialness, because remember, surgeon fish are very territorial, and we do have a decent number of them in here, right? So next up, today is just a little bit bigger of a feeding. So it's a cube of reef plankton, frozen, a cube of baby brine shrimp, and a very small chunk of LRS. So you'll see they probably won't get all of the reef plankton, but they'll get most of it, and that's mostly picked up by some of the coral, the coral banded shrimp really enjoys them as well. And that's not what they get every day. I do vary their diet pretty heavily. So one day they'll get the reef plankton, and then another day they won't. One day they'll not get any LRS. And I just kind of cycle through what they get so that their diet is very varied. Let's see if my tablet is live. It is, but just barely. Okay. So what I do is I let them eat their varied meal. They will pick at the seaweed literally throughout the rest of the day. So it's 3 in the afternoon now. they wake up, which means it's about noon for them. So they will pick at those 2 sheets, and they'll be gone way before bedtime for them, which is at 11 p.m. at night. So there's none going to waste. Yesterday I did adjust our drain because it was being very noisy if you watched that episode. And that made a shift in the water, so our ATK triggered the alarm because it was running for too long, because now we had to shift the water up and into the overflow since we run a Herbie. So I had to move some salt water over to make up that difference, because we don't want to thin that out. We don't want to dilute it out, right? So that was one of the other things that happened overnight. I also found, after the video, I was looking at our dosing because our alkalinity was on the lower side, and the outflow portion from the alkalinity doser had literally clogged over. It had clogged over with alkalinity, so I cleared that off and got it working again, and it actually spiked our alkalinity to 9.81, or actually it was 10.1 later on in the afternoon, which is high. I mean, it's higher than it's been in a while, especially from like 7.8 going up. Oh, like I said, Michael's not feeling great, so he's going to be with me for the recording here. So that I do need to do our nutrients and run a test on them. That'll probably be tomorrow, realistically. Just because while I'm dosing, I like to keep a close eye. Some people I see will check them once a month. If I'm dosing something, until I get it to a level spot, I like to do once a week. And the test for Hannah isn't that expensive, so I mean, why not, right? And I got the refill packs cheap from Bulk Reef Supply because they were on sale. And what else is there? Oh yes, so I do turn off the wave pumps, and then I have another cube of brine shrimp for Maui to hunt, if he feels like it, while I still am working on getting his feeder made. This will inevitably freak out the fish. He doesn't usually get the full cube. I just give him a couple spritzes of it back where he can get it, and the other fish are too afraid because of the obvious flow change to do anything about it. Soon, like I said, hopefully he will have his own feeder. Let's see if I can entice him. There we go. Now, he'll probably only get that one schmutz, or smearing of it. Let me try and get you back here. Depending on how much I see is actually like floating around back there and staying where I want it to stay, will determine whether I give him like another portion or not. And it also depends if Scar decides that he's not going to be a scaredy fish and come over and try to steal it. So there's a lot hanging there. You can see that he's really interested in it. He really does love his frozen food. And then whatever's left over from him, I'll actually put into the 40 breeder for the 2 clowns and Kevin, the neon dotty back. So that's my feeding routine. And obviously they still get their pellets in the morning from the auto feeder, and that triggers right at like breakfast time for them, which is around 11:30. So the lights start to come on at 10:30. Some of the fish still don't wake up till about 11. Like Mushu, he's a very late riser. He's the last one awake in the morning and the first one to go to bed, literally every day, which I think is astounding. Now looking at that feeder there, I think I am going to have to trade that netting out for slightly larger openings, which is okay. We can do that super easy. Because I don't think it's working. I don't think they're actually physically coming out of there. But so that's my daily feeding routine. Abridged a little bit because, like I said, it does change every day based on how they are and what they're doing for that day. So if you have any questions about feeding, some days I also do some flake food. I don't really like flake food all that much, but they do. But so I usually give him like a solid 10 minutes to eat whatever he wants, and then I'll turn the pumps back on and get the tank back to its normally scheduled program. Like I said, they do throw a wee bit of a hissy fit when the pumps are off, understandably enough. So that's all I've got for you today. I'm just gonna hang out with them for a little while and play with Michael on the floor and watch the fish. So I hope you enjoy. If you've got any questions at all, feel free to ask, leave a comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.